Name, I'll be right back.
And he comes back 5 minutes later with the director of the series we were on, and he goes, "Scott, come here for a second." I said, "Okay." He goes, "Listen, do you mind taking lead on this?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to switch your roles." I said, "Oh, okay." He goes, "You know why I'm doing it?" I said, "Not a clue." He goes, "Because my PA pointed out your leadership abilities." And I said, "My leadership abilities?" We were just ad-libbing. He goes, he saw something. He goes, "So we're going to switch you guys." And he goes, "Besides, you know, you're Italian. You're tougher." I'm okay, you know. So I took the lead, and I ad-libbed for about 3 minutes, which was all cut out. So basically, you just see me for about 55 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a close-up. There's a nice close-up shot. It's all done slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I was actually, it was about a kid who ran away from home, and I was asking him nice questions, but the way they had it filmed, because it's an evil show,
Uh-huh.
it made me look like I was yelling at the kid. And so when I watched it, I was very surprised. I was like, "Oh, I look like the bad guy,"
Oh, my
you know.
goodness.
No, but it was great. It was great. A wonderful experience. The Investigation Discovery Channel, all their shows are amazing, and it was a. I'm proud that I was on that show and featured in it, and proud of the role switch. But great, another pleasant experience, and I would definitely want to do anything else that they would offer me.
And of course, the other cop is like, hey, I'll be right back. So,
Well, I felt really bad, but we have to be professional about these things, and because either way, I was happy. I was happy to be there.
hmm it sounds like you're very happy too. And before we get to a couple of your upcoming films, I forgot to mention about your very first one, Oil and Water, which is a comedy. And first, tell us about that.
That was a very, very weird film and a very weird circumstance. I was managing a movie theater at the time called the Galaxy Theaters here in Guttenberg, New Jersey, and
hmm
which is no longer there. And my boss Nelson Page is another big film buff. We belong to a a nonprofit organization together, and I was working one night. I was managing the theater, and he said there's going to be a film shoot. Just hang around until they're done. And I said, fine. So I was sitting, they were filming downstairs in one of the theaters. We were closed. And the director comes up and he's like, oh, when my lead actress comes in, just bring her downstairs, for us. And I'm like, okay. So I'm looking at receipts. I'm writing stuff down. I'm writing schedules. I'm putting recordings on. I'm, doing everything else. So the girl comes, I bring her downstairs. And the director, Peter Lavilla, he was the ex-mayor of the town, actually.
hmm
Says, "Whoa," and I'm thinking he's looking at her, and I'm like, "Yeah, she's hot," Exactly, Peter. Perfect. Yeah. And he goes, "How would you like to appear in a scene with her?" And I said, "What?" He goes, "Do you act?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "How would you like to appear in a scene with her?" I said, "Okay." What am I doing? He throws me a script and he goes, go in the corner and rehearse these lines. He goes, I'll get back to you in like an hour. Okay. I rehearsed the lines and I played it was another parody. It was about a egotistical actress going back in time with all her past lovers,
hmm
which was all in the film business, a film director, film producer, a writer, and I played the film director. And it was just like a quick interview of me and her and talking about our past.
hmm
And that was really it for Oil and Water. That was an all day shoot actually, and I was there half the day because I didn't realize that they weren't even halfway done when I got downstairs. Um, but that was an odd experience in the way that all transpired.
it sounds like you had a lot of fun as well too. So we'll get to your two upcoming movies, The Irishman and Bastion, in just a minute. Listening to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also on Facebook at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can check out past episodes. Encouraged to like, invite, and share all the episodes and have everybody share your page. Check it out. Pass on to your family and friends. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be downloaded and listened on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio to your Android, smartphone, iPhone, and Alexa. Also, watch the interview on YouTube as well. We're here with New Jersey actor Scott Maginelli with his experiences in film, TV. He was known for in Red Scare, also Amar Akbar Anthony, Oil and Water, the TV series Evil Lives Here, and we're getting to the two films that are up and coming, and we have a big one that's currently in post-production, The Irishman, starring Robert DeNiro and Al Pacino. And first of all, before we get into that, tell us a little bit about the movie, how you got involved.
It was, I saw an ad in Backstage.com. For any actor out there, that's one of the best outlets to look for any audition notices. They have everything from plays to musicals, dramas, to movies, to film, to everything. Mm-hmm. They've been around forever, but Backstage.com is the best. It's a little bit of a membership fee, but it was worth it to me in the long run, because I got to film The Irishman with my other heroes, mm-hmm. with my Italian heroes. Uh-huh. It was just a normal. I had to email my picture and my resume, and I got a call, and they just called me up one day and they said, "Listen, you got a great look. We'd like for you to play a Teamster in The Irishman, Martin Scorsese's The Irishman." Mm-hmm. And I almost dropped the phone. I was, what? Who? Like, are you calling for me? This is Scott Maginelli. She's like, yes, Scott Maginelli, right? And you're on Backstage and this. I'm like, yes. And she goes, and it took me a couple seconds. And she's like, why are you hesitating? It's Martin Scorsese. I said, I'm not hesitating. I just can't say yes. And she goes, good, you just did.
That was original. I like that. I just can't say yes, you just did. And what's it like working with the director, Martin Scorsese?
Oh, amazing. Working with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and Martin Scorsese is a bucket list of mine. And I said, if I never did anything else after this film is released, I can die happy. I said, I've worked with my Italian heroes, Pacino and De Niro. A lot of my acting is modeled after them, after the roles they have taken on and their passion for their craft and their art. I take it the same way. And I was actually on set with Ray Romano, Al Pacino, and Robert De Niro. It's a court. I don't want to say what scene it is, mm-hmm. but it's up and coming. But I was a Teamster, and it was great because it was homegrown. Because my uncle was a Teamster, so I knew a lot about the Teamsters, and I'm a big history buff, so I knew a lot about Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance and mm-hmm. who Jimmy Hoffa was, and this, again, being a Martin Scorsese film, it was an ultimate high. And, I was with Hollywood royalty. I was with movie royalty. I was with Italian royalty. And that means a lot to me because I'm very big into my Italian heritage. Mm-hmm. And, again, working with my idols and talking to Robert De Niro and Al Pacino between takes, who are wonderful, wonderful people, by the way.
Nice.
Very funny people, very wonderful people, very down to earth. There's a lot of stories said about both of them, but they're both amazing, amazing people. They're both amazing actors and amazing humans. Mm-hmm. They treated everybody like a human, mm-hmm. whether you were an extra or a grip or whatever. They treated you like a human. They joked around. They let us joke around. And everybody was laughing. It was like a big family party. It was like did you ever see The Godfather?
Yes, I have, and I do remember
Mhm.
quite a few scenes in it as well too. But go ahead.
Well, do you remember the wedding? The wedding in the beginning.
Yes, I do. I remember the wedding very well.
Minus the wedding, it was like hanging on the Irishman and filming the Irishman was like that scene minus the wedding. It was a big Italian party, which is pretty funny because it's called the Irishman, but it's filled with a bunch of Italians.
And of course, you're probably asking yourself, why, Don Corleone? Why? Why did you do the papa? I guess you kind of find yourself asking that question.
I was looking around for a cat, but I couldn't find one.
And of course, they talk with their hands as well, too, but I'm not going to get into the other parts as well, too. The movie also stars Anna Paquin and Joe Pesci, another fellow Italian, and, tell us what's it like working with those two.
I didn't work with them. They were on a different day. Joe Pesci, I believe, was done filming, and Harvey Keitel is also in it.
Okay, all right.
So there's a lot of Martin Scorsese alumni in this film.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you worked with Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Ray Romano.
Correct.
Okay, all right. We got that right. And when is that going to be released, and what's it going to be shown on?
It's going to be released in October. They haven't released the exact date that I know of, but I just read and I posted on my Facebook. They're releasing it in October. It's going to have a 2-week theatrical run. Only 2 weeks, and then it's going to be exclusive to Netflix because Netflix produces it. They bought the rights to it, and originally was just going to stay on Netflix. But to be Oscar considered, it has to be in the in the movies in the theaters for a certain amount of time. So it's a limited 2-week engagement in the movies, and then it's going to be on Netflix the rest of the time.
Wow, I think that's going to be very interesting. Imagine if it won an award. It's like an Academy or an Emmy. It's like Golden Globe. I think they'd be amazing. Just a nice credit to your career, like a feather in your cap or something.
Well, I was saying to my brother earlier today, I said, can you imagine that? I said, my first film, if it was, considered for an Oscar, if it was, nominated, I'm in it for a couple minutes. I don't have any lines. I'm just sitting and standing in places. But from what I heard from people in there, I'm predominantly in a scene or so. Mm-hmm. Just to be in a film, even if my name isn't in the credits, which I don't care about at this point. I was working with Martin Scorsese.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care if I was a little dot. I was there. I had the experience that nobody can take away from me. But to be in an Oscar-nominated film in any capacity is the most wonderful feeling.
I'm going to put that on my bucket list as well to watch The Irishman. That's coming in October. So memo to Mike Wagner, memo to everybody else, go see The Irishman and look out for Scott Maginelli. And just imagine him, being part of an Oscar cast. So I just want to tell listeners that. And, of course, we also got an upcoming film that you're currently involved with, also currently in production, called Bastion. A college student suffering from memory loss discovers he's on the verge of major breakthrough. So tell us a little about that one and what's your role.
I play a detective in that, Detective Boswald. That's actually, I believe that's in post-production, if I'm not mistaken. One of my old best friends from high school is the director. And it was filmed up in Connecticut, and mm-hmm. It was a marathon shooting. It was all night shooting. We started at 11 o'clock, and I think at 11 o'clock p.m. we ended at about 9 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an overnight shoot. It was a wonderful shoot, and being with Justin Caper, who's the director, was an amazing feeling. It was reunited after almost 20 years of not seeing each other. But we reconnected over Facebook like everybody does, and he saw my acting and said, listen, I need a replacement for this. Could you do it? And, of course, I'll do anything anybody asks when it comes to that. So that was a wonderful feeling. Of course, again, I play some sort of authority role, whether it's a cop or a policeman or a detective or a teamster. It seems like that's where I'm going to be heading, into these kind of authority roles. Again, going back to Jimmy Gandolfini, like he was as Tony Soprano in The Sopranos. Mm-hmm. I think that's the direction that this art is going to take me in.
That's what it sounds like, and I think it's going to be amazing too. And after it's produced, where can we see it and when?
I'm not sure exactly what's going on with it yet. I haven't heard anything. I think they're busy editing it right now. But it's most likely going to be theatrically released. There's nothing about it yet.